Hi everyone, I'm Alicia Merrill. I'm a staff attorney with Pisgah Legal Services, and we're here to talk about the stimulus package and your economic impact payment and what you can expect from that. We've been getting a lot of phone calls from people about how they can file, who's eligible, and so hopefully this is helpful for you. So the question of who's eligible. All U.S. residents with a Social Security number who are not claimed on someone else's taxes as a dependent are eligible. If you did not have earnings in 2018 or 2019, or if you didn't have enough earnings to file a tax return, you are still eligible for the economic impact payment. The amount of the payment will vary depending on your household adjusted gross income, but generally it is $1,200 for an individual, $2,400 for a married couple, and then $500 per qualifying child. To receive the full payment, your household has to have $75,000 or less in income for individuals and $150,000 or less for married couples filing joint returns. At incomes over that limit will still receive a payment. Your payment will just be adjusted up to an adjusted gross income of $99,000 for an individual and $198,000 for married couples. As of Wednesday, 80 million Americans had received their economic impact payment. But if you did not, don't worry, there's about 60 million people who did not receive their payment. If you filed a tax return in 2018 or 2019, you can go on the IRS website, which is www.irs.gov, to get an update on your payment. You may be able to update your bank account or mailing address if you filed in 2018. The best way to do that is to file your 2019 taxes electronically as soon as possible. If you filed for 2019, you cannot change your information, and the payment will be made to you the same way your 2019 tax return was. So I'm going to screen share here so we can go on the IRS website. Okay. So if you have filed a 2018 or 2019 tax return and you want to check on the status of your payment, you can go on to irs.gov and you're going to go to here where it says Get My Payment. You're going to click that little box there. And you can check your payment status, your payment, and whether or not the IRS is still waiting for information from you. As it says down here, the information on this website is updated once a day. So there have been reports of a lot of people who haven't received their payment yet. And on the website, it says there's no information about your payment status. You can come on this website once a day to check. You'll click Get My Payment. You'll verify with the government you're not using this information for any illegal purposes. Okay, and then you enter your social or your tax ID number, date of birth, the street address that you used when you filed your taxes. Okay, you do not enter the city, town, or state, and then your zip code. You'll press continue, and then you may receive information about either the payment that was made or when you can expect your payment. Go back. Okay. So if you did not file a 2018 or 2019 tax return and you are not required to do so, then you want to go ahead and enter your payment info on the non-filer site. It's really important if you were required to file a 2019 tax return that you file that tax return, which is the best way for you to receive your payment. Okay. So you'll scroll down to the non-filer Enter Payment Info Here box. You'll click that, okay? And you'll get to this page for Free File. Now, I'm not going to start this on the website. I'm going to pull it up, some screenshots. Okay, so this will be the what you see on the website. Now, it does say do not continue here if you receive Social Security, Railroad Retirement, SSDI, and now SSI benefits. However, if you have a qualifying child in your household and you receive one of those benefits, you will still have to use this form to provide the information about your qualifying child to receive that additional $500 payment. The IRS has emphasized that people receiving Social Security, retirement, SSDI, or SSI benefits should file right away immediately to get that qualifying child payment, because otherwise they will have to wait. Okay. So you'll go to create an account and you enter an email address. You will have to have an email address, ID, phone number, and password. And then this is what the form looks like. You'll fill out your filing status, your personal info, name, social, spouse's name, address, city, town, zip code. Click here if someone can claim you as a dependent or your spouse as a dependent. If someone did claim you as their dependent on their tax return, you're not eligible for the payment. Then you can include the information here on any of your dependents, so qualifying children. The information for your banking account. So if you're using a checking account, that's going to be the information at the bottom of your check. You can also get this information from your bank. If you don't have a bank account, the IRS will issue a check. It will be slower. I think those checks are expected to start going out in May. Okay, and then you make a PIN number. Please write it down and make sure you have it. Okay, and then you continue on to the next step, which is to e-file. You'll enter your adjusted gross income. If you did not file a tax return last year, you enter 0. And then you electronically sign, date, phone number, your PIN number, date of birth, and if you have a driver's license, enter in your driver's license number. Okay, so that is the non-filer form. Stop my sharing. Okay. So if you received your payment, you will get a letter from the IRS within 15 days of the payment to your last known address with how the payment was made and how to report a failure to receive the payment. We do not yet have that information other than to know that it will be sent in a letter if you failed to receive your payment. Like I said, all retirement survivors and disability recipients, both SSDI and SSI, that are eligible for an economic impact payment will automatically receive their payment, and that will come in the same manner as you receive your current benefit. So if your benefit is direct deposited, if you have a direct express debit card, which is the debit card that the agency uses, or for some reason if you would receive a check. That should come no later than early May, and that will come from the IRS or also the Department of the Treasury. Like I said, if you did not file in 2018 or 2019 and you have a qualifying child in your tax household, you should use that non-filer form to claim that $500 economic impact payment for those qualifying children. And the IRS has warned that that needs to be claimed right away or else there'll be a delay. We have had some questions about how an economic impact payment may count against other benefits that you receive. So these payments are considered to be the same as a tax refund, and so they do not count as income for any benefit that you receive that is federally funded or partially federally funded. So that would include SSI, Medicaid, food stamps. With SSI, Social Security will exclude it as a resource for up to 12 months. If you receive non-taxable veterans benefits, you still have to file the online non-filer form as of now, although we are participating in some national advocacy to try and get those beneficiaries their economic impact payments automatically, like Social Security benefit recipients. We've also had some questions about who can capture your check. So the economic impact payment cannot be captured to pay a state or a federal debt, with the one exception of court-ordered back-owed child support. However, unfortunately, there's nothing prohibiting your bank from capturing your payment for an overdraft on an account or some other outstanding debt or loan other than a credit card. This will vary bank by bank, so we recommend that you contact your bank to find out what their policy is. As of the time we recorded this video, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank had issued statements to the New York Times that they would not capture economic impact payments for overdrafted accounts. But plenty of other national banks and local banks have supposedly taken people's checks. I just wanted to take a minute as well to talk about some scams. So unfortunately, whenever there's money involved and the government involved, some people use that as the opportunity to scam other individuals out of their money. So just a reminder that the IRS will not call, email, or text you about your economic stimulus payment. If you get a call or email and you do not know whether or not it's legitimate, the best thing to do is call the government agency back at the phone number published on their website. So the number to the IRS is 1-800-829-1040. And then the national number for Social Security is 1-800-772-1213. You can also go online to ssa.gov to locate a telephone number for your local Social Security office. You should be really careful of anyone requesting private information from you via phone. Social Security will never call you to tell you there's a problem with your Social Security number or that your Social Security number has been suspended. Government employees will never threaten you with jail or arrest. They will never demand immediate payment from you or ask for gift cards for payment. They will not email you documents with any protected information on them. I will say that right now, Social Security is suspending most terminations of benefits, so it's unlikely someone would contact you to tell you that your benefit is being terminated. And then North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services has suspended all Medicaid terminations, with the exception of either you move out of state or you request your Medicaid to be terminated. Don't give personal identifying information via phone. You can always hang up. Don't engage with the person that calls. And then you can report your scams to the IRS, to Social Security's Office of the Inspector General, or to the FTC. That's all we have for you today. Hopefully this was helpful for you. I appreciate you taking the time to listen. And if you have any questions, you can contact Pisgah Legal for further assistance. Thank you.